Hi, uh, I'm Garrett, and welcome to the channel. So, I guess I'll just introduce myself. I'm a recent finance graduate. I graduated last year, and I'm currently looking for work right now. I'm applying for jobs. I'm working on the side as a dog sitter. I'm doing some other things here and there, but yeah, for the most part, just looking for corporate finance jobs. And yeah, I guess a little bit more about me is I have a bunch of different interests. As of recently, it's been running. I joined a run club, and I run with them, a couple times a week. Um, I really enjoy working out. Um, kind of coincides with running. Um, I do enjoy a little bit of hockey here and there. I got into um, these are the Sharks, by the way. I got into hockey this past season, and so that's been fun to watch. I went to a few games this past year, and yeah, I guess that's a little bit about me. Previously, I was super into video games and playing video games and kind of being in that space. Um, Over the past year, I would say I kind of stepped out of that and moved on to doing other stuff. I started doing co-working streams, pretty much was just me streaming, with my face cam, and then uh, I was just working on job applications and doing stuff like that, which is actually very fun. I wish I kept doing it, but I've come into a little bit of a situation where I kind of got to lock in and focus up. So, I guess this video is just going to be an intro and then a little bit about what I've got planned for me. This is just going to be like my game plan for right now. I think I can stick to this. It's 3 steps. It's not super complicated. It's, I think it'll be manageable, but we'll fucking see. I don't know. I've got no experience in this, so I guess we'll just start. Um, so I think I might title this like how I plan to become a financial analyst or something like that. So here's how I'm gonna try and go about it. Um, this might be a little bit more broad. I might just make another video of like kind of the in-depth steps and stuff that I kind of have to do and have to know and sort of things like that. But this is just going to be a general plan for me. Um, so yeah, let's hop in. Um, my first plan, given the circumstances that I'm in, I gotta get a job and get some income. Um, you know, I do dog sitting right now. I'm in somebody else's house, and dog sitting does bring in a little bit of money, but it's not enough to sustain, for long periods of time. The job obviously comes and goes. It's not super consistent when I'm needed. So I would say roughly I make probably $500 to $1,000 every month, every other month, something like that with dog sitting, and that's probably enough to cover pretty basic expenses. My burn rate is like $500 a month. I'm living at home, so it's not super expensive, for me to live right now, thankfully. So, uh, the plan right now is just make more than that, so I can actually have some flexibility in what I'm doing. So yeah, uh, my plan right now is just to get kind of any job. I've been applying to all sorts of stuff, mostly financial analyst roles, because I think that's kind of the path that I should be kind of pursuing. It's it's a little bit difficult to hop into that position direct like immediately because it's not necessarily an entry level job. On the lower end of the salary scale, I would say it's like a $75,000 kind of minimum job, and then it goes up to probably like 115, 125, 150 if you're on the higher end of that scale and you're working at a larger company at a larger, you know, yeah, literally just a larger company. They're going to be able to pay more, especially here. I live in California. I live in Silicon Valley. So, ideally, ideally that's kind of one of the jobs that I'm aiming at. If I don't land it, it's gonna be close by and some way or another. So that's kind of the direction that I want to go in. So right now the jobs that I'm applying for is pretty broad. It's pretty much any company that I can find a job listing for, and I think that I would be able to fit in. Most of the jobs are like asking for a couple of years of experience. They're asking for a finance background. They're asking for data analytics skills, communication skills, stuff like that, where I think that I would be able to fit in just with my background. I'll briefly go through it, but I was previously a TA for our finance courses. So I was a teaching assistant. I did all the grading. I did all the projects, assignments, etc. In that position, it's pretty much grading. Let's not fluff it up, but you do have to know the underlying concepts of the corporate finance stuff, so you could actually understand the reasons behind the questions and answers. So yeah, that was my latest experience, and then previously before that, I was a YouTube channel manager. I pretty much edited videos. I took the videos from the raw footage, made them into their full videos to get published on somebody else's channel, and then I do the titles, descriptions, whatever. So kind of back to what I'm aiming at. It's mostly anything that I think I'm able to apply for. Most of the salaries are like pretty low. It's pretty basic. Like, on the low end, it's like $22 for entry level kind of jobs. I mean, that's on the very low end of stuff that I've applied for. Mid range is probably like 28, 28 maybe 30 on the higher end for this kind of for the experience that I have. So yeah, I guess in terms of my plan here would be secure a job and then be able to take whatever money that I earn from that and put that towards courses and skills that will be able to make me earn more money. So over the past year, I've tried to do this with a few different, strategies or tactics or whatever. But one of them was doing a certification. That one was actually kind of tied in with school. It was sponsored by Morgan Stanley, which is a bank, and they pretty much covered I want to say $200 that the course costed, and then at the end of it, you take a exam, which I paid for, which was I think 70 or $80. And that was a securities industries essential exam. Pretty much it's a prerequisite to other exams in the finance industry. And so that'll be more towards, I guess you can kind of do all sorts of stuff with it, but that's kind of like financial services side, not so much corporate finance side. It's a little bit complicated in the sense that like corporate finance is more of like supporting the business and stuff like that. Financial services is like a business itself, and they offer products and services to other people. I guess kind of like in a consulting sort of way, where you build up like a book of business and sell products to other people, etc. So that was one of them. I took that. I felt good about it. I put it on my resume, so it helps a little bit, but not a ton. And then I worked on like projects and doing some courses in Excel mostly, and then SQL a little bit as well. And then lastly, Python is like one of the third kind of hard skills that you want to, not that you want to, but you should, and that you should know for finance roles. Pretty much everything that I've come across that's financial analyst requires either SQL, Python, Excel, R. Those four, like those are the four that I've seen, on job descriptions. So eventually you're gonna have to know this stuff. So might as well spend the time to learn it now, so you can go into interviews and stuff like that later on, and then be able to show that you're able to actually you know uh, do financial analysis. Well, I guess it's not fully what you need to know. Like you got to know finance, like corporate finance and kind of accounting side of things. But yeah, so the plan for me is to earn that income. You know, try and buy the courses and skills that I can that will increase my income. I think in this case it'll be mostly learning Excel, SQL, Python. And I think the great thing about this concept is that this will be applicable to any position that you are going for. If you want to go try something else, go buy the courses and stuff like that and learn, and then try and make that pivot. So I think financial analyst kind of rolls in the same area as data science, which from my limited research in that space, I think it pays a lot better, and especially here where data is just fucking data science and data in general is very sought after as a talent. And so, if you get to understand it, I think it's probably one of the safer routes to take. I say safe, but like not in the sense of safe as in, oh, go work this, accounting job. It's safe. You'll get a steady income, etc. I mean, safe in the sense that like there's always going to be a demand for this in some way or another. Like if you understand the technology that's running these companies, at some point you are going to be needed in some fashion. It's not going to go away fucking overnight, etc. So, sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent, but so yeah, I think that's probably going to be one of the pivots that I try and take. If that actually ends up happening, would be like financial analyst to, data science, data analyst, that kind of stuff. So we'll see, but that's kind of like the broad direction that I'm aiming at. Obviously, this is subject to change, but it's something to aim at. I need something to aim at, and I think that's going to be one of the things that I'm just focused on, because right now I have nothing else that I really have to aim at. So I'm just giving myself a target. If I miss it, I'll land somewhere else and I'll figure it out. And then yeah, so I guess my last step here is pretty much what I'm doing right now, which is not necessarily something to help me directly land and develop. What I don't know. That's the thing. For me, from what I want to do, I think creating a personal brand is super important, and I've always been super afraid of doing it. Um, I've always been really scared of what other people think, and that's something always that's bothered me. And so, yeah, I think I just want to post where I can and kind of make videos about what I'm doing, what I'm up to, what I think about certain things. Honestly, at this point, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think in some fashion, I just gotta kind of post and we'll figure it out as we go. Which I think is the general consensus of what most people are doing. They have no idea what they're actually doing, but they're trying their best. So I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. I think it'll also just help me, kind of stay accountable to my words and make sure my actions kind of follow what I'm saying. So I think what I would like to do is just kind of document the process on a weekly basis. I think that's pretty attainable. Just share kind of what I'm going through, what I'm working on, what I'm pursuing, and then we'll go from there. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna turn out, but I figure I might as well start it now when I'm kind of not in a great space overall. I think mentally I'm doing good, like all things considered. I'm not like fucking super depressed, whatever. But I'm not in the place where I want to be. And I know I can make some changes here and change my whole trajectory of my life. So uh, I think one of the processes that's going to have to be necessary is I get uncomfortable and start doing things that I don't want to do. This being one of them. I don't want to fucking sit in front of the camera and talk to myself, um, and do this and put myself out there. I think it's super uncomfortable for me. I don't know. I don't even know if this video is gonna go up because it's not something I like to do. I've always been scared of it, so I'm gonna try it and we'll just keep going. So yeah, hopefully that made sense if you're even watching this video. Thanks for watching till the end. Uh, if you did, just comment what your favorite food is if you make it to the end. I'd be so curious to see if anybody leaves a comment or even watches till the end. But yeah, that's kind of it. I probably missed a whole bunch of stuff in this. This is probably all over the place. It probably doesn't make much sense. You probably don't give a fuck anyways, so that's fine. This is mostly just for me to do and get uncomfortable. I'll add on to this, but I think doing this will actually help me uh, learn a little bit more about myself, find my voice, find what I like, what I dislike, and kind of document it through this, and just be able to share a little bit more. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you later. Bye bye.